internships are something which is very undervalued in India and underestimated. And honestly, even I did at some point, because I didn't know the value of it. And okay, the top colleges and stuff, they offer their own internships. Just like placements, they offer their own thing, but that's only a certain percentage. A lot of other colleges don't do that. My college did not do that. And some colleges make it mandatory to get an internship in the breaks. We didn't have that either, so we didn't know the importance of it. But I think internships help you to explore the different domains, because right now, supposing so you're in your third year, so supposing you are doing engineering, fine, and just hypothetically you're not sure what to do in your future and you're confused. See, this is the point you get to explore and see what you actually like. You can take up different internships, and internships are something you do not need experience for. They will take you as a raw fresher, and even if you don't know anything, they'll teach you from ground zero. So that is how you can, if you're in BTech, you can still take up HR internship. You can still take up a marketing thing. You can take up some technical internship for all it matters. But and the more you do it, the better. The more internships, the better. And nowadays people are offering internships from probably the first year of college itself. Some people are even joining in their +2. I mean, take it. When I took mine, I took it after I finished my bachelor's, after I completed it. And I got, I completed only 2 internships, but it was a very long internship. And I think it was the best decision I made, because only once I entered into my internship did I know that I wanted to make freelancing and content writing my full-time profession. Until then, I was confused as hell. I honestly thought I would be going into some management position in some corporate company or MNC. That was what I had in mind. But that is definitely not where I am 2 years later. So I think it's pretty much important. Take how much ever you want, ask for references, ask your parents or ask your teachers, or if nothing, just go to a company. I landed my internship on this website, which both of my internships actually on Internshala, but you got to apply. You got to constantly keep applying. But I got into Indian Institute of Management in Bangalore, and it is one of the most prestigious institutions. It's considered like top 5 or 6 in the world right now, and it's not easy to get in there. And I had zero experience, nothing, and I had just graduated from a technical science stream, but I got into a research and management based internship, which is total opposite. And I did so well that they wanted me to continue for an extended period of time. They wanted to retain me, and I even got in on my first interview, which is a big deal at that institution. So it matters, and the experience, it wasn't just content which I learned there. I learned how to deal with people in vendor management. I learned how to organize events, which I already knew, but in a big scale, on an international level. I learned how to deal with people from all over the world, and they may be directors and CEOs or whatever, but it's a big thing. As a, much was I, 21, 22-year-old that time, it's a big thing dealing with so many big people. So it's pretty important. And this is not the only website. There's a lot more sources, but you should just go for it. This is the time. You will not get the chance to do internship later, even if you want to. It's not considered nice, basically, if you do them later, because they'll be like, oh, what, you're 30 years old and doing an internship now? You can't do that. What I've observed is everyone has their own method of learning. Like some people read books, some people listen to podcasts and audiobooks. Fine, everyone has their own thing. For me, especially, I learn and improve with every single project, because every single thing is different. I might have written for an article, I might have written for a startup, I might have written, for example, I wrote for you guys where it was regarding racing, which was honestly, I told you in the beginning, it's the first time I'm writing for this topic, and that's why I took my time. Like, I was thoroughly doing my research, I took my time, I kept asking you questions, I was learning on the go, and every time I complete an entire project or process, I would have learned probably this chunk of it from it. So that's one skill to add. Other than that, a major thing is I observe the other content creators. I think that is like one of the most important aspects, because everyone has their own style and everyone would have their own experiences with clients. Some people may have more experience with international clients. Some people may have more experience with something else, with guest blogging, for example. Anything, it could be anything. Observe. And these people keep putting it out every single day on LinkedIn. You know, all you have to do is read. Just go through a tiny post, which is like this much. Just read through it. You know, some people just hit the like button without even just going through. That's, I don't know why they do that. It's not Facebook to just scroll through. You gotta read, you know. It's gain knowledge. I think these are two most important things which I follow. I honestly don't read books for this purpose. I read books otherwise, but not for learning or no, I don't do that. I just learn with every project and learn from other creators. Not, I wouldn't exactly term it as the lowest point, but there was a point when so I had taken a break basically for the sake of my master's project, and I wanted to focus on that, so I took a break from freelancing. And when I came back, once my masters were done, there was a huge gap. I was not able to get back into my work because it's difficult to approach people, difficult to get clients and projects. So there was probably a stretch of time, a few weeks or a month, I don't know how much exactly, but I had zero work and my studies were done. So basically I was just, you know, doing nothing at that point of time. I was trying every single day. I was trying hard, but it's just my time wasn't going right for some reason. And that will take a toll on you. That is a risk of freelancing, that there are times when you won't have projects. Again, as I said, that was like my initial days where I wasn't going in full time. That was like my part-time thing. And then, as I said, I had learned to let go. I was accepting the situation. I was still trying. It's not that I stopped. I was still doing my bit to approach people. But I was like, instead of sitting and moping around, just enjoy the phase. I mean, later if you get busy, like right now, I barely have time, but you know, I had the time that I just enjoy it. So what I did, sat down, watched some movies, watched some animes, went out with my friends, went out with my family, traveled a lot. I traveled so much, and all this while I was still doing my work. I was trying to do my work, so I just made the most of what I could do at that time. And like right now, even if I want to, I don't have the time for that. You know, it's been ages since I even watched TV or something because I'm not getting enough time for that. So I don't know, just accept the situation, make the most of it, but do not stop. It's like giving up is the worst part. Just keep going. Like at some point you will reach there. You need to understand that. Especially as a student, it happens a lot in studies as well. They just give up halfway. Because I've seen my friends, it's just don't give up. At some point you